This is March 2026. I participated in the HYROX event. We did the group, I guess it's called men's doubles for our particular age group. You know, my boy Mike told me about it months before. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I've been active over the last decade, but mostly doing what I call power building. This is true hybrid training. So the running base, to be honest, is probably one of the most important things to it. So the energy and the vibes once you get there is just insane. And I'm just gonna walk you guys through basically the 8 different events and really how we started and how we finished. So at this point, we're actually in the front of the line listening to the instructions. There's just explaining that you have to run on the first one like 2 and like a quarter laps in order to complete the kilometer. Each HYROX event is set up differently depending on the space of the stadium or, I don't know, convenience hall. So this one is 2.5. And after our run, we're coming in and it's called the SkiErg. Now this one, honestly, if you look at us, we're going pretty lax compared to the other competitors. And this was done on purpose. We were trying to avoid blowing up. Now, according to Mike, we came in too fast as far as the run, but I think we did do a good job pacing ourselves in this. Also, this was only my 3rd time ever doing this particular exercise or event because we didn't have one at my gym. So we both, again, split it up evenly. I think we have to go, I think it's 500 meters. So I think we did 250, 250, or it might be 1,000. So we did 500, 500. I'll look that up. But anyhow, you look at Mike's form, it's a little bit different than everyone else's. Now, what you can also notice, you got to run into the events and then run out of the events. And they call that the rock zone. And sometimes you can kind of get stuck in that. That's something I didn't think about that much, the running in and out of the events, because sometimes you run down further and sometimes you got to run out further, and that's apart from the kilometer. Now this is actually the only kilometer we have footage of, but as you can see, we have to stay together. You can't leave your partner. It makes no sense to leave your partner because you have to enter and exit the events together. I think at this point, because we came out hotter than we expected, Mike is already a little bit gassed. I felt decent at this point, but I still didn't know what I was getting myself into. Now this event in particular, because we do it a lot as far as in practice, they have this at our gym. I actually felt like I ripped through it like butter. Like it didn't feel tough at all. And I think overall placement, we're like number 60 in the total event, which is pretty high when you consider there's thousands of competitors there doing this event. Mike started off a little weird on this one, so I kind of gave him a little shove in the back. But yeah, this one was probably our easiest event. We're both anatomically built for pushing heavy sleds, right? And as you see, same with the running and all the events, you have to stay with your partner. You can't just like wait on the other side as your partner is going or anything like that. Now, I'll tell you something I did notice. So we finish our event, we take off, we're about to go into the rock zone and then go back into our kilometer. While I'm watching the footage, you know, I look over to the side and I see some people that were like cheating. So if you look over to your left part of the screen, 2 guys, one's trying to push and one's trying to pull, which is highly illegal. They should have been like penalized. You see those 2 guys right there, then the judge comes over to stop them. Now the sled pull was considerably harder than I expected. Also my technique is leaves a little bit to be desired. I was pulling the rope through the middle of my legs. It's actually better to pull it off to the side. I did not practice this as much because again, this is something we don't have at our gym. So we would create one using the sled that we had. We would take the rope, that rope that people do for like their core, and we would use that to practice. A lot of times the knot wasn't tied tight enough, it was moving crooked. So I would say we probably practiced this maybe 5 or 6 times total. And yeah, this was way more challenging than I expected it to be. As you can see now, Mike is actually throwing the rope off to the side instead of in between the legs, and it's flowing a lot better. So this one comes down a lot of times to technique. We're using the technique where we're not pulling with our arms, we're doing leg drive, which again, based off the way we are built, that's probably the best plan of action. If you sit there and just try to pull that all upper body, I've seen people get pulled forward by the sled pull. Now you can see as we're leaving the rocky zone, we're kind of trotting, we're pretty much walking. And so, yeah, the legs are getting wobbly by then. Now the broad jump burpee actually is, I would say, my event in the fact that I can jump relatively far, you know, former long jumper. But I guess I'm not hitting my chest to the ground, or I don't have my hands in the right position. And so one of the judges decided to, I guess, let me know about myself. But you see, like, that was a really good leap, and then all of a sudden I'm being told that I'm not going low enough. But my form looked good. I mean, you look at the person next to me, they're doing the same thing with the chest. So we lose some time messing around with that. Now, again, you can split the events however you see fit. Mike starts off this one. I think he goes maybe 20 meters, and then I jump back in, and then I think we switch off again a couple more times. Just trying to get through the events as we know best. I did not practice burpees or broad jumps a lot. Definitely something I want to put more work in over the off season before I attempt my next HYROX. Now, the worst part about these is it really gets your heart rate through the roof. At this point, I'm at like 180 BPM, which is crazy amount because we're going from this and we have to go run a kilometer after that. So I think that's the 4th event. And as you see, we're just fully all out walking and we're kind of trotting to get down to this event. And at this point, my hamstring is starting to cramp up. And I'm concerned because, you know, if the hamstring locks up, I get a Charlie horse, I'm pretty much out of the competition. And so nutrition is one thing I did not pay enough attention to. Having enough gel packs, having enough electrolytes, salt, water, overhydration. Now they do have water as you're running and they have Red Bull. And I think I might have drank too much Red Bull, which had me like chemically unbalanced. what you don't think about at this level of fatigue is actually hard to get in and out of the rower. And also, like my form for this, I didn't practice it a lot. So there's a lot that I could improve on the form for the rower. But, you know, I think I did a decent job. I powered through it. My hamstring felt a little bit better, so I just kept pushing. Now the farmer's carry is when we did practice a lot. We actually never ran when we practiced it though. So we would practice this in the gym and just walk around for like 5 minutes straight with the heaviest kettlebells that they had at our gym. And we would literally walk around until like our grip strength just gave out and we just had to drop it wherever we stood. So this one felt decent. Again, running to me is actually the smartest idea because it's gonna hurt either way. If you walk, you're just increasing the time under tension, right? You're just making it worse. So if you can run on this one, you're actually better off running or jogging as opposed to trying to walk the whole, I think it's 200 meters if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, we peaked. We peaked. Judges pack up, go home, it doesn't get any better. We have a fish hit the back top. Even Mrs. Shitty was enjoying that. I don't even think Alex Hubble came back to those heights. Topical, clever, witty. It's Alex.
Now, I have a foot issue because of my left foot and a bunion right now. I was supposed to get removed over a decade ago. So I actually haven't done lunges, to be honest, in like a decade. And I was supposed to only do a little bit of these, but at this point, both Mike and I are both gassed, so we gotta split it up as even as possible. Once I got going, it actually, my foot, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel the pain in my foot. It normally feels like someone's putting a hammer to my foot when I'm doing lunges. But I'm in so much, I won't say pain, but I'm under duress so much physically, I don't really feel it. So my goal for this one was just like, man, I just gotta make this straight away. Just gotta make it straight away, locked in, kept the form pretty good. But at the same time, other than the foot, the quad starting to feel like it's about to cramp up. So again, nutrition becomes a very important factor in your ability to really complete these events. So the tricky part about this one is the exchange. We actually never practice this exchange because we don't have one of those sandbags at our gym. So I think we kind of made it up on the fly, but it worked out. And we was able to really power through this one. And I believe this is the 7th event. So now we get to the wall balls. Now, if you look at my depth, I tried to zoom in because the camera's a little far. I feel like I'm going low enough. Now, a couple of mine did not count because I didn't get the ball high enough, okay? But then also the judge was like saying something to me about getting my hips lower, and I'm just like, dude, I'm dead. Like, get out my face. Mike, he's done this before, but he's definitely powering through. I believe this is one that are probably more lopsided ones on his end, where he probably did 60 out of the 100, and I did 40. And then for other events, I did the majority. Like I did most of the farmer's carry, I did most of the broad jump burpees. And I think the rest was probably like an even split because they have to be. So, yeah, man, at this point, it's just really literally balls to the wall, and you're trying to just get through. You're trying to survive. So definitely need to train wall balls a lot more. And yeah, Mike knew to pose at the end. I didn't know we were supposed to be posing at the end. So it happens. How you feeling?
I feel fucking great. I feel really great.
Okay, it's just distracting my face only. Let me take that off.
I feel great. It was 4 or 5 minutes faster than last year. It was awesome.
I feel decent. I can't complain.
Burpee broad jumps are something to write home about. Absolutely.
You know what? I'm gonna take pride in it because I do a lot of burpees. I make my students do them. I do them with them. So
yeah, you can show them the video and be like, this is the expectation now.
They're not gonna hear any of this shit because of the loud noise in the background.
That's true.
We don't have the mics.
Like, are they just mouthing shit? The one thing I'm always proud of is that we didn't come up to the stopping point, and we didn't walk during the running.
Yeah, we didn't walk during the run, and we didn't throw up this time.
It's true. I haven't run my puke though. Check it out. Just in case. Just in case. There.
The spew crew. Okay. All right, bag pickup.